Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Knowlton Stadium at Manchester Field for today's matchup between the Newton South Lions and your homecoming Winchester Red and Black. My name is Luca Tedesco, filling in for Andrew Termini tonight for today's homecoming matchup. It has been 653 long days since we had a full capacity crowd here at Knowlton Stadium, but tonight is finally the night. Everyone's back out. The class of 2022 in their first homecoming matchup. And we get ready to go here. Tonight is going to be an interesting one for the Red and Black. According to Coach Dembowski, they don't know who the starter is just yet. They are planning on playing with 4 different quarterbacks tonight. This could be a difficult one. In their preseason matchup, they lost 32-0. So hopefully tonight they can get back to their winning ways that they had last year. Last year was a bit of a different year, as so many were. They did end up going 2-4. But tonight they look to start a trend for this season. The big player tonight, and the crowd comes alive. And if you aren't getting goosebumps from that, I don't know what will. Just a great feeling tonight, a perfect night for football.
Welcome to Knowlton Stadium for today's MIA matchup between Newton North,
a perfect
Newton
night
South
for
High
football.
School, and your Winchester
About
Red and Black.
70 degrees, a little less than 70
Participating
degrees.
student athletes, coaches, and contest
Sitting
officials
at-
have worked diligently to prepare for today's competition.
With a little bit of
Please show
wind
your
coming across
appreciation
the
by
field. It says
demonstrating
it's
good
67 degrees
sportsmanship
with
and
a
respect for all in
wind chill
attendance.
of 65.
Ensure your
A
behavior reflects
little
the
bit of
values
wind,
that
about
you
4
identify
miles an
with
hour,
student
coming
athletes.
from the west-northwest.
responsibility for your
Gusts
behavior
going to
and
be
behavior of
around
those
10
around
miles
you.
an hour.
If you
And that
require
is your
assistance, please call
weather
upon a
update
Winchester
for the
School
evening. The referee tonight is going to be Mr. Mike Hegan. And out come the captains. It will be number 5, Derek Gianci, who's also on the hockey team. Number 17, Will Schlesinger. And the big runner for the team, which will be Alex Nardone. He will be a captain as well. The captains for Newton South will be number 27, Joseph Toyas, number 43, that is Harry Caldupulo. Number 66, he's in the middle of your screen, that's Bob Taylor. And then I can't see the middle one, it's then gonna be number 8, which is Graham Tonkogany, and number 1, Jack Foster, and the middle is, I believe he's number 7, either 7 or 17. That's either Patrick Sullivan or Raphael Lucan Bentley. The coin toss tonight will be administered by the referee. Newton South will have the call. We go out to the middle, the referee just making his final preparations. And we are back to basically normal life here in Winchester. Obviously the mask mandate's still in effect around the town, but out here we have a full crowd, probably about, and there's the toss. Let's see who it is. And Newton has won the toss. Let's see what they do. So Newton will defer to the second half, and Winchester will elect to go from right to left across your screen, if that is correct. The referee having a final talk with the running back, Gianci. But the big story of the evening, Winchester looking to play with 4 different QBs. Now, what does that mean for the team? Does that mean 1 per quarter? Does that mean just switching off every couple of phases of play? Let a player go 3 or 4 downs and then give it over to the other QB? I don't think that's going to be the case. So Winchester will receive in the first half, going from left to right. The handshake forms at center. And the big celebration starts, and it really does feel like we're back to some feeling of normality, and it's just an infectious feeling around the ground tonight. The red and black will line up on the sideline.
Our great nation has preserved through the leadership and sacrifices of men and women who have served or are currently serving in our armed forces. Winchester would like to thank both veterans and current military personnel for your service. Thank you.
And a
We
round
now
of
invite you all
applause.
to please stand for the
So
playing of our national
we
anthem.
will rise to honor America with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
The flag will be toward the end of the parking lot, ladies and gentlemen.
And the crowd comes alive again, and we are ready for some football. The red and black gonna come out there. The final pep talk from Coach Wally Dembowski. And yet another season under his leadership for Newton South. The head coach is Ted D'Alessandro. And it really does feel like I hate to keep dwelling on things, but it really does feel like a normal day, where it almost feels like you're right back in 2019 when we didn't have to worry about any of the COVID situation. We got a full capacity crowd. We got the cheerleaders out there. We got the players and referees without any masks on. It really does feel like a normal game, and I could not be happier to see this happen. So, the kickoff crew tonight will be Cameron Dafferty, the senior. He will be the one to kick off for the Lions, and Gianci will be the one to kick off for the one to receive back deep. And they line up. The ball placed at the 40. Here we go. And it is lights out, and away we go. The kick fielded by Gianci. He gets over and across, but he'll try to make it up to the 25 and to the 30. And is he still alive? He goes all the way to the 32-yard line. A great return there by Gianci on a bit of a line drive kick.
32-yard line.
Down to the 32, and the red and black will start with the football here. Let's see who they will be the first.
Tackling made by
First captain here. The first person to play on the from the backfield for the red and black. It appears that it will be Ben Wilson will be the first one to get the pigskin. And they are running that spread offense again, looking to pass early. They have a doubles out to the left on the right hash mark, and it'll be a run to Gianci. This is not unexpected. Gianci gonna move out, a heavy run to the right, and he'll get down to right around the 39-yard line. Gianci with the good play there. Sullivan with the tackle. and it will be spotted right at the 39-yard line, and it'll be right around second and third, excuse me. Ball on the 39. And here is the next play. Gianci going to go from the pistol formation. The setup doubles out to the right. Gianci going to try to run it right up the gut, but he is stopped down for no gain, but no real loss either. They'll just spot it down at the 39-yard line again. Gianci is wearing number 5.
Gianci again with carry, tackled by Joshua Gay.
Now, another one of these interesting formations that Winchester tends to use sometimes, they will be in a incredibly tight trips left formation, and it'll be a QB keeper. He'll try to sneak his way around, and he will be tackled down. Where are they going to spot the ball? And they'll give him the first down, I think. So, they'll move the chains. Wilson for the first down. And yes, first down for Winchester.
Winchester first down.
They're able to move the sticks. Now let's see what they'll do here. They will run a play in a much more traditional trips formation, again on the left side. A tap pass, but Gianci able to get it, but he is taken down hard, tackled for a loss of about 3 yards, and they'll take it back to the 40-yard line with the 47-yard line, the one to gain. Oh, they'll spot him down at the 41, excuse me.
Second 12.
So Wilson decides to remain in, they'll keep him there. Running back Gianci will play as a wide receiver here in a empty backfield set, but it'll be a QB keeper, and he is sacked for a heavy loss.
Ben Wilson would carry
after
number 77.
Number 77, Joshua Gay, gets in there and annihilates him behind the line of scrimmage. Just not great pass protection here from the red and black, and we go to third and forever. It is 3rd and 14 now at the 39, but here we go again. Red and black gonna have to do something here. A deep pass seems to be the only option as we pass 3 minutes played in the quarter. It'll be another QB run. He'll scramble out to the right. He'll throw, but it is incomplete. And I wonder what they're gonna do here. Are they gonna go for it? Or are they gonna play with the punt? They're gonna go for it.
Bring a 4th down for the red and black.
An interesting call here. Let's see what they can do with it. Wilson gonna stay out there. Or will they try the pooch punt? Timeout, an early timeout called by Newton South. An early timeout. So an early timeout called here by Newton South. Their first of 5 in this half. In high school football, you get 5 timeouts rather than just 3 as in the NFL or in the college game. And as opposed to 2 in the ill-fated XFL, which was an absolute travesty that had to go away, but COVID does things. So now Winchester has a moment to talk over their strategy here. They'll stay in the position. Nope, they'll go for the pooch punt, and flags on the field. What is it going to look like here? Who are they going to call it against? Let's see what it is. And it will be a false start, so they'll get a 5-yard penalty out of this. So now it moves to 4th and even longer. It moves all the way back to the 34-yard line for 4th and 19. Here we go. Wilson gonna have to make a decision here. He'll back up again. They'll go for the pooch punt once again. And he does boot it, and it's not a bad punt either, but right into the arms of the returner, and it's down for a fair catch, and a flag comes in late. I don't know what
Wilson's
for.
punt.
What are they gonna call? Are they gonna call this hitting a defenseless player or something? Or are they just gonna wave off the foul?
Down on the 36-yard line.
So let's see what they do here. A holding penalty on Newton South will bring them back an extra 10 yards. So they'll start off at 1st
Blocking the back by
and 20.
Newton South.
So they're going to have to work pretty hard here. Newton South looks like they're going to be running a wing T offense, as so many high schools do.
Penalty puts the ball on the 26-yard line.
So the quarterback is going to be Everson Kisanga, the junior. He is listed as the QB for this game. Yep, they will run this wing T offense. And we're underway. A run around to the right, but he kind of got tackled by his own player there, by his own teammate taken down.
Newton South stopped in the backfield by number 5.
So that will
Derek
bring
Jansen.
him back even further. Gianci also playing at linebacker, as his former mentor Jimmy Gibbons often did. So now we move on to 2nd down and 24. 2nd and 24 now. Here we go. It's a rear end around to the right. He gets a lot of room, but he goes down right around the 33-yard line and will be taken down on a good gain. They'll set up here.
Stopped by Nagy Parker. 3rd and 4 for
And
Newton
the
South on the 32-yard line.
pantomiming coaches on the opposite side of the field. An interesting strategy. Winchester used to do a signal calling system similar to that, but now it's more just a number system. It'll be a deep pass, a perfect spiral, and a flag should come in there. No, it doesn't. A great stop there by the defense.
The sign was passed to Sullivan.
And
It's
the
incomplete.
referees don't see any pass interference there. I would have certainly thought that would have been a
Kevin
DPI,
Sensi.
but maybe it just kind of went both ways and they just let him play it out. The team's obviously going to maybe talk with the official there, see what the call was, but they will go back for the punt here. Some late substitutions coming in now. Who's the player in the backfield? I think that is going to be number 1. I believe that's Jack Foster in the backfield. A bit of a high snap, takes his time, and it's skied high. Little chip shot there, and they will down it at the 48. What good field position the red and black are left in. So Winchester gains the football at the 47-yard line after Foster skied the kick well into the air. And about 5 minutes gone in the first quarter. 7 minutes remain in the 12-minute quarter. Sun went down at 7:02 p.m. So this game will definitely get darker as we go. It's a QB keeper there. Wilson, he's got some space, but gets taken down hard on a bit of a high tackle there by number 43.
Wilson carries.
That is Henry Papadulo.
43, Harry Capodalupo.
Capodalupo, excuse me, is the pronunciation. Apologize for
Bring
that.
up second
Ball
and 8
placed
from
right
the 50-yard
at
line.
the 50. We are set up for 2nd down and 8. But a good attempt on the run there, but Winchester is running the ball a little more than last year, but obviously having not as many arms as they did last year. And Gianci stays on his feet, but the play is ruled dead early. A bit of an early whistle, and I don't know why they blew it dead. I feel like they should have let that one go. But they will spot it down. Wow. And that's called a tackle for a loss.
Jansen's carry stopped by number 77.
So they'll lose 2 yards on that really like exceptionally early whistle. So now we go to 3rd and 10. So they got to go deep from here. Let's see what they decide to do. A earthquake starts below us. It seems to be dissipating, just about a magnitude 4. Absolute magnitude system, of course. As we use science here. Play clock is running. They've got to get a play off here, but they will just call a timeout. And that Winchester uses their first timeout. And it is also fantastic to have football at night again, under the lights for Friday Night Lights. This is the first time we've had this in almost 2 years as well. As said at the top of the show, this is the first game at home with a capacity crowd in 643 days. Now that's not saying that we haven't had a crowd here before that happened, of course. We did have some crowds late in the season last year during the COVID era. But at this point, we are playing with, there are probably, I would say, about 500 people in the stands at this point in time. Winchester did have a pretty good athletic year last year, winning the Middlesex Championship for girls volleyball, some matches that were very, very exciting, and we are glad you joined us on WinCam for those. But the play underway, it's a bobbled snap, and Gianci falls on, the quarterback falls on it, but let's see where they're gonna get set up. Who has the football? Our rugby ruck forms. And the referee, it stays in the arms of Winchester, but it's 4th down and 15 again.
4th and 10, Winchester 42.
4th and 15 all the way back, so they've got a long way to go and already looking like it could be a long night for the Winchester offense. But still a scoreless ball game so far. Both teams have made some mistakes. Wilson punts again, a spiraling punt that has the chance to roll. It will keep rolling. It will keep rolling. They blow and fan on the ball, and it stopped down at the 22-yard line.
Newton South will take over on Newton South 22.
South going to take the ball in their backfield at the 22, but a pretty good punt from what I saw. I mean, nothing too spectacular, but it got where it had to go, and they got the football in better field position for themselves and worse field position for the Lions. Here we go. And a "Let's go Winchester" chant below us. Let's go red and black, excuse me. Out to the right, again from under center, and it'll be a run up the gut, and they'll stop it down. One thing they definitely seem to have worked on after last game in the preseason matchup is their run defense. They're definitely working a little harder on that, but they seem to already have trouble with their pass defense because they were able to air it out and almost had a deep completion that probably would have gone much further, if not all the way to the house, on the last drive they had. Obviously unsuccessful as we are still scoreless, but maybe a bit of a push off there, so probably should have gone all the way down. And another timeout called. And
timeout Newton South.
The Lions will take their second of 5 timeouts this evening. Already quite a few timeouts being taken here, and I mean, this may not just be a long night for the offense, it may be a long night for the whole crowd here. I mean, this quarter is taking its time, but definitely had an early moving along with about a 3 or 4 minute drive early on in the game. Tonight we have I believe it's a waxing crescent moon. Nice little waxing crescent moon above us. Look over to the other side, you can see Venus. But we go back to the football field here. Just a little airtime filled. No band here tonight, so people are able to spread out a little bit, but we are back down on the field. Back in that wing T offense, that prehistoric wing T, used still by Georgia Tech, and if you see how they do on an every week basis, you know it isn't a great offense. And it is thrown away after
Number 7,
intended for Sullivan, but the turf monster got him, and he slips and falls, and that pass was going incomplete, but he probably, had he stayed on his feet, would have caught that ball. So now we go to 3rd down and 6 at the 24-yard line. Here come the red and black. 3rd down and 8, excuse me. I don't know why they have 3rd and 6. 3rd and 8, another earthquake chant, another pass, same play, and it's blown up, and he brings him down. Oh boy. And it's starting to get a little chippy here. And in comes the senior, that is Holland, number
Kevin Simon.
52, Sean Holland. He comes in and tells Sullivan to get out of here, to move along, but they will punt themselves. Once again, it will be number 1, Jack Foster. He skied a punt earlier for little to no advantage. Let's see what they can do now. Foster gonna get the ball on a bit of a high snap, takes his time, and boots a line drive knuckleball there. It's dropped there, but the play is ruled dead early. They'll call the offense off, and on comes Winchester once again. So
takes over on the Winchester
Schlesinger
42.
attempted to get the ball there, but just bobbled it, and it went down, but the referee was on his side, called apparently for a fair catch, but that will be the end of that play. Here we go. From the pistol, Gianci just going to try to drive his way through, and a maul forms, and he's taken down right around the 47-yard line, yes. And so they'll stop at the 47. A good play there. Winchester has not left their half of the field so far this game. They've gotten to the 50 and then stopped and went all the way back. Another run. Jancy going to take the end around to the other side. He'll try to move his way on and is taken down across halfway. So Winchester does get into Newton South territory. Third down, and it should be right around third down and 3 or third down and 2. Third down and we'll call it third down and 3 1/4. 2 3/4, excuse me. Nose of the ball.
Brings up 3rd and 3 for the red and black on the 50-yard line.
Here we go. Running a tight trips to the right, excuse me. Here we go. From that pistol, they'll go back to Gianci. He'll try to drive his way through, but it's a QB keeper. They fooled us even, and it goes out to the 40, and he'll be taken down at the 42-yard line. A great play there by the QB for Winchester, Ben Wilson. A great play there.
Bring up 1st and 10.
You really couldn't have asked for much better.
For Winchester on the Newton South 42-yard line.
42-yard line against the Lions. Now we have a rivalry in the next town over, but I would love to see what a rivalry in the same town must look like between Norton Youth and Norton South. From a 2-back set, Gianci gonna try to drive his way through and taken down at the 39-yard line. Winchester making a solid attack here with just about a minute remaining in the first. Second down and 6 yards remaining here.
Newton South 39.
There they go. In that 2-back set, trip set up out to the right. Here we go. Another QB keep. And they'll try to drive his way. He's got lots of space, and he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. 26, excuse me.
Brings up a Winchester first down.
A big Winchester first down.
Winchester will take over 1st and 10.
What a play there. You could not have asked for a much better play.
Newton South 26.
So another timeout called. Oh, nope, that is the end of the quarter there. So Winchester just ends the quarter there on a high note, sitting at the 26-yard line right now. When we go to the break, we'll be back in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have your attention. The Glenn Doherty Memorial Foundation was founded in honor of Glenn Doherty. Glenn was one of our own, Winchester native, in the Winchester High School class of 1989. A Navy SEAL, Glenn sacrificed his life to save others during the September 11th attack on the consulate in Benghazi, Libya. The Glenn Doherty Memorial Fund honors Glenn by providing scholarships to special operations women and men who, like Glenn, served our country and are ready to transition to the next phase of life. Please join us in celebrating and remember Glenn during our first annual Glenn Doherty Spirit Weekend. Come down to Winchester on Friday, September 24th for music, food, shopping, and support of local businesses. Student athletes before our football game against Reading. Save your energy and have a hard run on the 9th annual Glenn Doherty Memorial Run that Sunday afternoon.
And we are back to football here at Knowlton Stadium for the second quarter of this game. We're 12 minutes in, and already a big emptying of the stands already from some of the players, but we're back to playing here. The new QB is in, and Gianci, he pushes one off, and he will be taken down inside the 10-yard line. Derek Gianci gets taken down at the 8. So they will switch QBs early in this game.
Winchester first down.
And another Winchester, red and black, first down. So the QB
brings up first and goal from the 8.
Is now Derek Gianci. He's the quarterback now. He's playing everything. He'll try to run his way up the gut. He is in for a red and black touchdown!
Touchdown, Winchester!
Touchdown, Winchester! Their first points of the season! And Winchester takes a 6-0 lead. A great play by the running back, quarterback, linebacker hybrid. That is Derek Gianci. So now they got to make a decision here. What are they going to do? They will send out the field goal squad. Let's see what they do. Don't tell me he's also the kicker. He boots it, but it is
Winchester's kick.
No
good.
The kick there from Ali Wickramasinghe. So he couldn't get the kick up. It was a line drive, so the game will stay at a 6-0 ball game with Winchester now to kick off for the first time. They have punted twice, and actually they weren't all that bad of punts. And we want to recognize the date today. It is September the 10th. We would like to recognize all of those Americans who were senselessly killed 20 years ago tomorrow. We just learned that 2 new remains were found yesterday in the Twin Towers, and we would like to remember all of those Americans whose lives were taken away. But we're back, and we're underway again. A low kick there, and they'll stop it right around the 31. But on Sunday, we recognize an American hero from right here at home here in Winchester. Glenn Doherty, a son of Winchester, Massachusetts, was slain in Benghazi
on the 32.
10 years ago. And my dates are correct. Sunday is the Glenn Doherty Memorial Race. So the 5K, Glenn would go. But on a more happy note, we're playing football again. Winchester now going to play some defense here. They got to work hard again. North. Lions in the wing tee again. Player in motion. They'll go from the triple option. They bobble it forward, and Winchester receives the football. And it's a fumble recovery. And guess who's got the ball again? It is Winchester, and guess who picked up the ball?
Recovered by Derek
Gianci. Derek the Wrecking Ball Gianci gets in there to make a great play.
Winchester takes over 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the big 4-0. Right on the 40-yard line. The offense goes back to work. Gianci, I would assume, is going to continue in that quarterback position. Lufthansa is flying over our heads, by the way. Interestingly, the Lufthansa 747, one of the last of its kind. But we're playing football. Don't get off topic, Luca. This is a football game. Derek Gianci now going to be the one to be on the 45. He will be the QB from the backfield. He will heave it far downfield, and it is almost intercepted by number 9 on the Lions.
Gianci's pass to Wilson is incomplete.
Was a hefty pass, but he just couldn't get it to go. Just did not land where it needed to. So Gianci from the backfield again. One back to him, trips to the right. It'll be a running play. He's got lots of space. He's fighting through a tackle and his head is taken off just in front of the 20. So Winchester is back in the red zone.
Winchester, it's a first down.
Doucette
pick up a 20-yard.
On the run, the big 20-yard run, and he makes it 21-yard run actually. And he'll make it a fifth of the way down the field on one play. That last play, that was Roberto Figueroa who broke up that pass from Gianci. And, I mean, Dembowski, are you going to be maybe putting Gianci in as a QB? He will take the run around, but is taken down. No, he isn't. He fights his way through and is taken down at the 17. So a good pickup there.
Jansen on the carry.
Gianci makes a great play there. Clock is ticking here, about 2 minutes gone in this second quarter. And they will now put in a new QB. Wilson back out there, and I believe Gianci will play in that, though, amongst those three receivers you see on the other side. Not actually, no, I think he may be off for this play. Good little pass there. And he's got tons of space, and he is taken down at the line to gain. Let's see where they spot him. Excuse me. That was Ryan Doucette from number 4. Ben Wilson back out there, and that is a first down and goal. First and goal.
First and goal on the 9-yard line.
From the 9. Gianci still not playing here.
Number 56.
Don't think there was any injury. Here we go. Back underway. It'll be a handoff, but he is stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. That will stop play there. They'll be taken back a full 5 yards, excuse me, back to the 14 on that attempted run there by number 23, Ryan Doucette.
Cinderelli stopped by number 56, John Toys.
Was that Cinderelli, or was that? I think that may have been Cinderelli, but we'll see. I think Gianci might be back out there. Yes, he is. He's back in that QB position. Derek Gianci. Laying 5 yards back, heels on the 20. It'll be a QB keeper. He's got space, and he's got wheels. He could go, and he knocks a player down. He trucks through a player.
Derek Gianci on the
what a play by the Winchester running back. Wow.
Bring up 3rd and goal.
3rd down and goal at about the 4. Yes, at the 4, excuse me. So here we go. Now what does Dembowski do here? Does he go for the pass? Does he go for another run, use the legs? Let's see what they do. Gianci gonna run it. He fights one off. He'll go in for his second touchdown of the game. And Winchester extends their lead to 12-0. And I would assume they might just try to go for 2 and bring it up to a nice 14. Derek Gianci, another great play by the senior RB. Wickramasinghe returns to the field. He will be the one to attempt the kick. Ball is ready. Ball is snapped, down held, kicked, up, and it is good. And it's a lucky 13 for Winchester. Wickramasinghe gets the score. It was a great kick by him. Now they just got to decide what they're going to do now. So they're going to kick off again, and remember, they're going to kick off to start the second half. Now that might change some of their strategy here. Do you try and get another score on the board? Try to work and maybe just really put them to it, put Newton South under a lot of pressure? Or do you just kind of let them get a drive going, get some time off the clock, and maybe have to work maybe a 4 or a 2-minute offense? I would say you want the ball back as soon as possible. Here is the kick. It's a kind of a half little squib play, and a flag is down because the ball went out. So
kick.
The ball is out of play, so that will
out of bounds at the 33. And flag on the play.
So that ball will be out of bounds, and that is a penalty, so they'll bring it back another 5 yards. Got to keep the ball in bounds. On the kickoff, on a punt you don't, but on a kickoff, for those of you who are new to football, a kickoff is after the quarter ends, is after the half ends, or after someone gets scored on, the opposing team will then kick off. Unlike a punt, where you just kind of do that, basically it is intentionally giving up to put your team in better position to win the game. Now, we're back out there. Newton South's going to run that wing T offense again. That is their playbook. I don't know why I keep coming back to that. But now we're just about ready to play. QB comes to the line. He will set up. Lines up. He'll step back, and he will throw a perfect spiral down the field, but it's dropped and taken out of play. So that is a complete pass and a fumble.
Pass to Patrick Sullivan is complete.
And Dembowski is not happy with that play. They're
first down for Newton South.
I'm sure they would have rather have kept that football in bounds, obviously, and not surprise to no one, of course. But Newton South in their first real attacking position tonight, and watching the warm-ups, we know they can kick. So let's see what they do here. Here comes the kick, the play. They'll send it across. It'll be a quick out route, and he's got lots of space, but he's got 3 defenders to beat, and he'll just run out right at the 11-yard line. And that will stop play there.
Bring up another first down.
Another first down, and it'll be first and 10. So they have 8 plays to work with here. They have a full 8 plays in which to score. This is the last thing Winchester would want to have to deal with. They would have rather him gone just a little bit further, actually give him better position, yes, but only have 4 plays to work with. Dembowski calls a timeout. Their second of the half. Winchester going to have to play some stuff defense here. They have to stop this football, or else suddenly things change very quickly. If they score here, suddenly they're in a much worse position. Obviously, you never want to get scored on. But you all already knew that. Winchester going to go back out there. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 11 for Newton South. So they have a long way to go, and however long they want to get there, but they have gotten down most of the length of the field, about half of the field, in only about 20 seconds of play time. 13-zip the score. Here we go. They're back underway. It'll be a handoff to the running back, and he tries to fight his way down, and he is taken down.
Zach Gabriel on the carry.
Right at the 4.5 yard line, we'll call it.
Pickup of 6. Second and 4 from the 5.
And just about 6 3/4 minutes to go right there. Running back in motion, but it's fumbled again. And Winchester might have the ball again. They did it again! They've done it again!
Covered by Winchester.
What a game for Winchester. Their defense makes some great
Winchester
plays. So
10.
Winchester will take over 1st and 10.
5-yard line.
But, and it's a big one, they have 94 yards to go. This is a brutal test of the Winchester offense. Can they keep their focus for what might be the rest of the quarter? They're going to have to move this ball down the field. There's only 2 options. They either really just try to run the ball a lot and make the defense have to work, or do you throw here? They decide to go with the run, and they're stuffed early, and they're going to have to also play somewhat aggressively here so that they don't have a safety called on them.
Jancy on the carry.
Which would bring them within 11.
Tackled by number 27, Joyce Tyus.
And it's going to be a heavy blitz, but they've got tons of space. But there's a flag on the play, and he's taken down at the 20. What a run, but let's see what's going to happen here. They might call it back. And it's a holding call on the offense. So it'll be half the distance to the goal. So now they have one play, essentially, to make it almost 20 yards as the ball is placed at the half-yard line. They have 99.5 yards to go to make it the whole way. This is going to be a test of Winchester's resolve here. They seem to get a little bit out of sorts after that deep pass. Let's see what they can make of it here. Here's the pass. It'll be a running play for some reason, and he's taken down. Jancy knocked down hard.
Bring up 3rd and 11.
So it'll be 3rd down and 11.
Tackled by number 77, Joshua Gay.
Joshua Gay making another good tackle. Five minutes remaining here in the quarter. And a flag called here. Let's see what the call is going to be.
I mean,
the safety in the backfield was another penalty on Winchester. So now they're at the quarter-yard line.
Delay game against Winchester.
So was that? I think that was a delay of game call.
3rd and 13 from the 2-yard line.
3rd down and 13 to go here. And he's tackled. Let's see what it is. Nope, they are stopped at the half-yard line. So basically whatever happens here, Newton South is going to be in fantastic field position for the rest of this game. Or for at least the rest of the quarter, most likely. And they could pretty easily score, I would say. They are running a run-heavy offense.
To bring up 4th and 13, 4th and 14.
Winchester calls a timeout here.
Timeout, Winchester.
Their 3rd of the half. We'll be right back in a moment. All right, so we are just about back here, and I'd just like to let everyone know that we will be switching commentators at the end of the half. Our future regular commentator, Andrew Termini, is going to take over for the rest of the half. For the rest of the game after this quarter, just to let him get a little time on the mic. Obviously, I don't want to be hogging it too much. And remember, he is going to be your voice from now on, so just want to make sure everyone knows what to be looking out for. And he is more than qualified for this. I trust him with everything here, and you're going to love him. But we're back here. Winchester facing down a team at the half-a-yard line. They'll back up for the punt. There it is. It's a weird little spiral. And it is stopped at the 23. Wow.
Wilson's punt.
Just an altogether disastrous drive for the red and black.
Will put Newton on the 27-yard line. 1st and 10, Newton South.
So it'll be 1st and 10 on the 7. Here we go. From the wing tee. There they go. It'll be a run down the gut.
Zach Gabriel on the carry for Newton South.
So we will
tackled by number 60, Jade Farrer from Winchester.
Get all set up here for one more half. For a couple more downs of football here. 2nd and 8 from the 22-yard line. Here we go. It'll be a pass play here. He'll throw it hard, and it's intercepted in the backfield. And here they go to the 20, to the 25, and to the 30, and Dembowski, that is the most emotional I have ever seen the man. He is jumping around and dancing for that one. What a play.
This pass is intercepted by number 17, Will Schlesinger.
Will Schlesinger on the interception, and that gives Winchester some more solid field position. So basically, they're right back where we started somehow. What a weird game this has been so far. Not as strange as some of the ones we've had in the last couple of years, but right now we are facing down some pretty heavy opposition. Here they go. So Wilson gonna take it from the backfield here. And he's dropped down there for a gain of about 3.
Jancy the ball carrier.
Jancy able to drive his way up for about 3 yards.
Tackled by number
Move him up to the 31-yard line. We're ready to keep going.
Bring up 2nd and 7.
And we're about to get to the 2-minute warning here. Clock doesn't stop, they just inform the teams. Here's the next play. Wilson gonna try to run it out himself, and he's got some running room, and he's taken down to right around the line to gain. He might be a yard or 2 short, but it's gonna be 3rd down. And about 7 yards to go.
27, Joseph Toyas will move south. We'll bring up 3rd and 1 for Winchester.
3rd down and 3 to go. 3rd down and 2, excuse me. No, it is 3rd. Yeah, 3rd and 1 actually. I'm sorry for that. 3rd and 1. North gonna blitz here, and they will drive their way up. And a flag comes in late.
1st down from Winchester, flag on the play.
Let's see what the penalty is going to be. Personal foul on the defense, so that'll move them up 15 yards. And now Winchester is all the way up into the territory of Newton North, but they've got to work fast here. 1:02 to go in this first half of the clock ticks. So Winchester gonna have to act quickly here. I would say maybe spike the football, call a timeout. Something's got to give. Newton is obviously not going to do it. Here's the play. Jancy going to try to run for it here, but he's tackled at the line of scrimmage.
Jancy the ball carrier.
Maybe Winchester just tries to run this clock.
Play, tackled by Tracy Pennington, Newton South.
They've got to make a decision here and make it fast because we're under 30 seconds to go. So they will just let the clock run here. And we only got 15 to go. 15 seconds. Here's the play. It'll be a end around, and there goes Jancy. He's off to the races and is taken down. And they're going to call a timeout on the play. Or are they going to? The clock ran out. They ran out of time. So there has to. Something is about to happen here. I'm not sure. Did they get the time? Did they call it in time? Did they call it in time? Did they call the timeout in time? That is the end of the half. They called the ball dead. So that is halftime. We go to the break. 13 zip. And I have been Luca Tedesco. And we are going to go to the break.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to this wonderful football game of the Winchester Red and Black against Newton South. We're about to begin the second half. The score is currently Winchester 13, Newton South nothing. And Winchester is set to kick off to Newton South. The crowd is rumbling and getting into it. They're excited to see if Winchester can continue their momentum. And looks like the referee stopped it.
Patrick Sullivan and Zach Gabriel back to.
Okay, looks like they're going to try again. Looks like that is Dillon Coe set to kick off. Crowd is rumbling once again. Teams seem ready. Not sure who the returner will be for Newton South. Dillon Coe's just getting positioned. Dylan Squibb kicks it to the right. Mishandled a little bit by Newton South, but eventually it is secured by Raphael Lubin Bentley.
Raffy Bentley. Newton South will take over 1st and 10.
Newton South will take over right around the 34-yard line. Quarterback for Newton South taking in is Everson Kwisanga. Newton South seems to be showing run here, and it would make sense. You need to get the running game going if you're going to put some points on the board. Winchester has not been aggressive. They're just taking what Newton's given them. Newton South taking a little extra time to get position, bringing in an extra lineman. That's Hayden Perry, who was just brought in. Spreading out the linemen in a running formation, Newton South. Handoff down the left side. Escapes one tackle, breaks another one. Is he going to break out of a third? He is not. He will be taken down. That's Roberto Ferrero on the carry.
On the carry for Newton South.
Nice run by the running back there to escape at least 2 tackles, potentially 3, to put up 2nd and manageable. Looks like it's going to be about 2nd and 7 here. 2nd and 6 to be exact.
2nd and 6.
They had some success with that running play. It wouldn't shock me if they stick with the run for the majority of this drive. And it looks exactly like that's what they're going to do here with this formation. It looks to be another running back in the backfield. Fumbles the snap. Who's got it?
Fumble.
Looks like Newton South secured it. Jumped up by the quarterback, Everson Kwisanga. Nice recovery by Newton South, but you're going to get some momentum going. You can't have those potential turnovers.
Newton South to bring up 3rd.
That's what's cost them earlier in the first half. Winchester's been able to capitalize on Newton South mistakes.
Newton South 35.
It's going to be 3rd down and 5 for Newton South. Nope, sorry, 3rd down and 9. Crowd is rumbling for 3rd and long. Winchester bring everybody up to stack the box. Short man coverage. Snap is back. Kwisanga rolling to his right. Looks, throws, batted, incomplete. Incomplete. That'll force a 4th down. Great play by Winchester to get the hands up and bat down that pass.
Kwisanga's pass deflected by number 5, Derek Yancey. Bring up 4th.
The pass is batted down by Derek Yancey, who's been all over the field tonight. Had an excellent game.
Newton South 35.
On 4th and long, Newton South will have no choice in their own territory but to punt to Winchester. Looks to be Jet Nugent back to receive the kick. And it looks as though do we have a flag on the play? Nope, looks like to be one of the markers. The snap is back, punt is up. Good punt.
Jack Foster's kick for Newton South.
And the punt looks to go down at the Winchester 40-yard line. Great field position for Winchester coming out.
Winchester takes over the ball 1st and 10 on Winchester's 40-yard line.
It's going to be first and 10 at the 40 for the Winchester Red and Black. And as I said earlier, they've been doing a nice job just keeping it safe, taking what the defense has given them, and capitalizing on turnovers by Newton South. Now that they have a bit of a lead, you wonder if they just try to play it safe and maintain a lead, or be a little bit more aggressive and try to put Newton South further behind the 8 ball. 4 wide receivers split, 1 running back in the backfield for Winchester. High snap, handoff, dodges 1 tackle, tries to get around the other and escapes again. Great carry for Winchester. That is number 5, Derek Gianci on the carry.
Pick up 4 yards.
That's a 4-yard carry. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 at the 44. Newton not playing anybody deep beyond 10 yards past the line of scrimmage. They're definitely expecting a run or short pass here. Winchester taking their time. High snap again, fakes the handoff, quarterback keep, but he goes down. Brought down in the backfield. Great, is it a fumble? What do we have here? That looks like a late hit. A late hit on behalf of Newton South. Referee's gonna call that? It appears as though they will not.
Tackled by number 33, Alex Sanson.
Nice attempt by Ben Wilson on the quarterback keep for Winchester. It's going to be 3rd down and 13. Now Newton's starting to be a little more comfortable playing further back. Wilson takes it, looks, rolling to his right, throws into traffic, incomplete. Incomplete on 4th and long, that 3rd and long, that will force a 4th down.
Wilson's pass attempted to bend. Will Schlesinger is incomplete.
Pass intended for Will Schlesinger on the play. On 4th and long, they're going to have to punt. Newton doesn't seem to be putting anybody too far back, only about 15 yards, 20 yards past the line of scrimmage. All right, now they're starting to back off. The punt is up. Great punt by Ben Wilson for Winchester. It's fielded by Newton South to the 50, to the 45, to the 40. And it looks like he's going to go out of bounds right around between the 40 and 35-yard line. Great return by Newton South. Puts Newton South in excellent field position. You got plenty of time on the clock. A nice long drive is what they need here. All right, 1st and 10. It's going to be placed down at the Winchester 40-yard line. All right, looks for a quick throw. Newton South completes the pass. He's at the 40, 35, 30, and he's going to go out of bounds with a hit once he's out of bounds. That's Jack Foster on the reception for Newton South.
His pass is good to number 1, Jack Foster.
Is that enough for a 1st down for Newton South? Where are they going to spot it?
Tackled by number 2, Kevin Sampson.
Looks as though they're going to give it to him. Looks to be 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line of Winchester.
1st and 10 for Newton South and the Winchester 29.
Looks to throw again. Throws a quick pass, almost intercepted, but it is caught, and he's going to go down very close to a 1st down. That's Patrick Sullivan on the reception.
Patrick Sullivan is good for 9 yards. Tackled by number 8, Eason Wilson.
It's going to be 2nd down and 1. Now there's a perfect opportunity on a short yardage situation, second down, to air it out and see if you can get lucky into the end zone. But they've had success with their short passing game. It wouldn't shock me if they stick with it here. Winchester players trying to rally up the crowd. Let's see what Newton South tries to do here on second and short. Looks to hand off. He's got a first down, still going, escapes a couple tackles, goes down at about the 11-yard line. Great carry for Newton South. That's Zach Gabriel.
First and 10 for Newton South on the Winchester 11-yard line.
Winchester 11-yard line, first and 10 for Newton South.
Easton Halsley.
Now Newton South realizes that with the short passing, some short runs, they're able to get some production. They were in a great position earlier in the game, but then they threw an interception, went through a receiver's hands. So you'll see if they try to keep it on the ground here and avoid another costly mistake. Kasanga's looking around at the coverage. Kasanga hands it off. Still going. Nice carry by Zach Gabriel again for Newton South.
Zach Gabriel carried the ball for Newton South.
Newton South seems to be calling over the staff who may have a potential injury. We hope everybody is okay. It's being worked on right now. Looks to be a calf, potentially a knee. Players getting down on a knee. Referee is called to stop the clock. Looks like the player is able to get up with some assistance. They're working on that. It seems to be okay. We're going to attend to an injury. We'll be back with you momentarily. All right, and we are back. The Newton South player is up on his own power, walking off the field. Excellent thing to see. Very happy to see that he seems to be all right. And that's Hayden Perry, who's already been a great player out here tonight. Now the play seems to resume. It's 13-0 in favor of Winchester, second and four. And Newton South is in the red zone with the potential to put up their first points of the night. Kasango looking around at the coverage. Looks to throw. Throws into the end zone. Batted away, incomplete. Nearly intercepted. Excellent play by Winchester defensively.
Newton South's pass, Patrick Sullivan, is incomplete. Broken up by Easton Halsley.
Broken up by Easton Halsley for Winchester. Excellent play.
3rd and 4 for Winchester. Newton South.
It's going to be 3rd down and 4. Newton's proved that they're not scared to air it out here. And they're going to air it out again. Kasanga running for his life to his right, trying to find somebody. High throw and incomplete. Incomplete on third down.
Fourth down.
That was intended for Will Gans. No, I'm sorry, it was intended for Patrick Sullivan. Now it's 4th and 4. I think if you're Newton South, you have to go for the touchdown here. And it looks like they're sending out the kicking unit. But then again, Kasanga is still on the field. Looks like we got a timeout. Timeout called by Newton South.
Timeout Newton South.
And I think that's exactly what the coaches are going to discuss in this situation. You're down by 13. You're midway through the third quarter. To get back in this game, you got to have points, but really you got to have a touchdown. You got to make this a one-possession game. So I think if you have one of your best plays, you got to go for it. I think they're probably going to go for probably man-to-man coverage and see if they can get the best matchup in their favor. Winchester seems to be stretching out, taking it easy during the timeout. It is 4th down, and it looks to be at the 4. So they have one shot to get 4 yards for a touchdown. This is the point where they're going to determine whether they get to points or not on the board. Both teams seem to be taking their time in the huddle. Crowd getting rowdy, crowd getting into it. All right, the players take back the field. Crowd cheering for the defense, rallied up by the Winchester players. And Newton goes back into the huddle once again. They definitely have to know what their decision is. It's just a matter of trying to get the look that they want. It wouldn't shock me if they go for it here. Yeah, Kasanga in the backfield. Looks like you're going to get I formation. Oh, they're going to switch out of that. Crowd getting loud. Newton South looks. Kasanga throws. Touchdown. Great play call going to Graham Takabani. Excellent play design. Get the receiver wide open in the middle of the field. Get your first points of the night and put this game within one possession.
Pass complete to Graham Takabani.
And it looks like Newton South is going to go for the extra point. Make this a right now it's 13-6. They're going to try and make it 13-7.
Cameron Dafari in the kick for Newton South.
Cameron Daftry. The kick is up and the kick is good. No good. No good.
Point after is no good.
The score will remain 13-6 in favor of the red and black. Now Newton South seems to have finally found an answer for Winchester's defense, and it's slow and methodical. So if you're Winchester, it's probably in your favor to shorten the game here with a nice long drive offensively. I would mimic exactly what Newton South has been doing. Both teams taking their time in the huddle before Newton South kicks it off to Winchester. And the interesting thing for Winchester, we've talked about how they have a quarterback rotation going with 4 potential quarterbacks, but you haven't seen too much action from any of them. I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that they've kept it very safe. A lot of quick throws, short passes, and it's a smart move by the Winchester coaching staff as they figure out their quarterback situation right now.
Cameron Dafari kickoff for Newton South.
Setting to kick off from the 40.
Set back to receive for
Cameron Daftry is back to kick off for Newton South. Looks like they're just counting the amount of men on the field. You don't want a 12-men penalty at this point for either team. And the kick is a very high kick. Doesn't go too far. Bounces out of a Winchester player's hand, and it is recovered. Nice recovery by Winchester there.
Ben Wilson received kick.
That's Ben Wilson on the recovery for Winchester.
1st and 10 on the Winchester 32.
It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line for the Winchester Red and Black. Again, they are up 13-6. You probably want to get the clock going, so I think you want a quick run up the middle here to keep things going. Winchester seems to be moving their players around, trying to figure out the formation and play that they want to go for here. We got 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side, 1 running back in the backfield. Snap to Gianci, fumble! And it's going to be jumped back on by Gianci. Great recovery. And it looks like we have a, all right, looked like we may have had an injury there, but Gianci seems to be okay.
Timeout.
There is a timeout. Winchester player is temporarily down. We'll be back in a few moments, ladies and gentlemen. Right now we have an injury timeout. All right, and the Winchester player is up, walking up on his own power. That is excellent to see. Only problem for Winchester, that is Derek Gianci, and he has been a wrecking ball all night long. He's been a tremendous player for them. Replacing his production may be a challenge for this football team, but the players seem to be rallying around him already. And if we go back to the game now, Winchester has the ball at 2nd and 14. All right, a little confusion with the snap. Deep ball down the field, incomplete, just about a yard short. Good try though. All right. Incomplete pass on 2nd and long. It's going to force 3rd and 14.
Wilson's pass is incomplete to Winchester.
That was Ben Wilson on the quarterback pass there. Actually a very good pass on his behalf. It's only about a yard short. Players, looks like we have another potential injury for Winchester. Players taking it easy. And the trainers are out helping the player right now. Players down on a knee, hoping for the best for their teammate. Again, we have another injury timeout. We will be back soon, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks as though the player is perfectly, he's not only just walking off, he's jogging off under his own power. That's excellent to see, especially since Winchester cannot afford any more injuries. That looks like it was Ben Wilson. Huge relief for Winchester. Now that was a relief, but it is now 3rd and 14. Looks like Will Gans is back in the game. 3rd and 14, they're going to have to air it out. Newton shout the sowing blitz. Another fumbled snap, and he's trying to escape. He cannot. Big sack for Newton South, and a huge loss for the Winchester Red and Black. That's going to be 4th and a mile. Newton South has definitely had their answers so far through the 3rd quarter.
Winchester recover on the fumble.
Good to recover the fumble, though, but that's a couple plays now where Winchester seems to be struggling with fumbled snaps or mishandling of snaps. It's going to be 4th and 26. No question it's a punt here. This has to be a punt for Winchester. This is an interesting formation. Looks like you've got a timeout being called by Winchester. There is about a little over 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. The score is 13-6 with the Red and Black over Newton South. I think that's exactly what Winchester's trying to convene of. They want to get a short stop, get the ball back, but you don't want any more injuries. You don't want to see any injuries in a football game, but especially if you've already had 1 or 2 already, you don't want to see that happen to anybody else. This is a very wide punting formation. All right, Newton South players taking the field. And taking a step back. Snap is very high punt. And it takes a Newton bounce. Winchester secures it at about the 38-yard line. That's Bronner Co. on the stop for Winchester.
On Winchester 40, 1st and 10.
They're going to mark the ball at about the 40. Let's get the 40 or yeah, exactly at the 40-yard line. Winchester 40 is where Newton South will take over. I don't see Kasenga on the field. Up there he is. Newton South getting set up. 4 wide receivers and 1 running back in the backfield with Kasenga. Looks like the Winchester defensive backs seem to be a little confused on their coverage. Showing man. All right, and it's a handoff. Gain of maybe 2.
Zach Gabriel on the carry for Newton South.
The handoff was to Zach Gabriel.
Tackled by Winchester's Ryan Doucette.
Ryan Doucette on the tackle for the Red and Black.
Down 8 and 38.
It's going to be 2nd down and 8 at the Winchester 38. Second down and 8. Taking their time running out the clock. And we got flat. We have Laundry on the field. It's a nice run by Jack Foster, but there's Laundry on the field in the backfield. Looks like the play is coming back. Good, moving back about 5 yards. Still second down.
Illegal motion against Newton South. Bring up 2nd and 13.
2nd and 13.
From the Winchester 44.
Looks like Newton South trying to get a player off the field. They're going to have to call a timeout. They are. They're going to have to call a timeout in order to get him off the field. That was, you can tell the Newton South coaches are not going to be happy about that. They had the play matched up that they wanted, and it looked like a player was confused when he needed to get off, and because of that, they were going to get a delay of game if they didn't call a timeout, and the coaches have to burn one there. You could tell that might not go over so well in the film room tomorrow when they start looking over this. But, hey, it's a learning lesson. Gives the referees a chance to convene as well. Should be back pretty soon, just discussing. Players seem to be getting their helmets right back on. Coach Dombowski in a huddle with a number of his players right now. He knows the importance, how important it is to get the defense to get the ball back for the offense and run out the quarter. Winchester's defense has done a good job, but they're starting to get a little bit tired. Newton's starting to figure them out. Newton South takes the field, and the Winchester Red and Black taking the field again on 2nd and long. Kasanga looking at what looks to be a zone coverage. Winchester rallying up the crowd. Kasanga looking, running for his life to his left. Still running, throws across his body as deep as he can, and it's going to be whistled incomplete. He was whistled out of bounds when he threw.
Newton South is out of bounds.
Out of bounds when he threw it, but the quarterback did show that he's got an arm there.
A loss of 3 on the play.
It's going to be a loss of 3 on the play.
16.
This is going to be 3rd and 16.
On the Winchester 45.
On the Winchester 45, 3rd and 16. They pretty much have to air it out here. Looks like you might go deep here. If you have 2 running backs in the backfield, you have to go long. So I think you would have to think it's max protection here. And they're going to hand it off on 3rd and long. That's a very interesting call, but it seems to be successful. Winchester wasn't ready for it. To the 30, 1st down and more. 20, 10, 5, and he is in. Touchdown, Newton South. Excellent carry for Newton South. Patrick Sullivan on the carry for a long touchdown. The score is now 13-12 in favor of the Red and Black, and Newton South will have a chance to tie with an extra point. Newton South definitely has something going. The running game, short passes, they're able to open up a big hole. Caught Winchester by surprise, and the quarterback right to the outside there.
Cameron Bafari to try the extra point for Newton South.
That's what you see, especially in high school football. The kicking game is not always as certain, so it's always a little bit more of a question mark. Looks to be Cameron Daftry on the kick. Let's see how he does. He's getting into position. Crowd getting loud, trying to start Daftry. The kick is up. The kick above the net. It is good. We have a tie game. tie game late in the third quarter. All right, looked like we may have had an injury, but we do not. Glad to hear that. Now the tie game, Winchester with the ball back. A little over 3 minutes to go in the quarter. If I'm Coach Dombrowski, if I'm the Winchester Red and Black, I do not let Newton touch the ball again for the rest of this quarter. I'm running it every single play. Unless they give me a really quick, easy throw that's a guaranteed completion, I'm eating clock. Give my defense a chance to rest. Players coming out of a conference with Coach Dombrowski. Players taking the field now for Newton South as they kick off to the Winchester Red and Black. Referees just getting set up. Once again for Newton South, it's going to be Cameron Daftry, who's back to kick off.
Doucette back to receive for Winchester.
Doucette is back for Winchester to carry it out. Daftry approaches, and the kick is up. Very high kick, not particularly deep. A little bit juggled on the catch for Winchester, but it is secured by Jet Nugent.
Jet Nugent on Winchester will take over. 37-yard line. 1st and 10.
It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Red and Black. The ball will be placed at the Winchester 37. Again, the game plan, I would imagine, is going to be quick, easy throws, but particularly focusing on long runs. I don't want Newton South to touch the ball again if I'm the Winchester coaching staff. High snap, fumbled snap. Ben Wilson very smartly just dives on top of it, lived to see another day. That's plagued Winchester tonight, is a number of these high snaps, or having a hard time securing snaps.
Loss on the play.
It's going to be a loss of yardage on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and long. Here you might have to pass just to make 3rd down manageable.
2nd and 20 for Winchester.
2nd and 20.
Winchester 26.
Now they're all the way back at the 26-yard line for the Winchester Red and Black. Newton South playing deep. And here they come. Ben Wilson tries to escape to his right, dodges one tackle, runs into another one. Potential.
Ben Wilson on the carry for Winchester.
4 yards. This is going to be 3rd and a mile upcoming.
Bring up
3rd
down
and
to
27 to be exact.
Winchester 21.
Now, when Newton South was in a similar position on 3rd and a mile, they decided to run. And it worked out for them. Does Winchester try to copy that play style or air it out? The snap, looking, throws, caught. Caught for a short gain. The pass was complete to Thomas Cintarelli.
Good.
Ben Wilson at quarterback.
Bring up 4th down. Winchester.
It was a 10-yard gain, but you still have 4th and 17. Need about 2 minutes off the clock, but now Newton South will get it with about 1 minute and 34 seconds left. The kick is a deep kick. Oh, and it takes a Winchester bounce to about the 26-yard line. It's going to be returned to the 35, and he's going to go down at about the 36. Good pickup and run back by Newton South.
Jack Foster for North.
That was Jack Foster for Newton South. Looked like it was going to keep on going for Winchester. It was picked up around the 27. He returned it for about 10 yards.
Newton South 37.
Now, if you're Winchester, you're very fortunate. That was a good kick, put Newton South a little further back. A good sack here. You might be able to get the ball back with some good field position. South showing run. That's going to be a fake. Quick throw, bounces out of Jack Foster's hands. That was almost an interception for Thomas Cincerelli.
Foster is no good. We'll bring up second down from Newton South.
Karam almost benefited Winchester on that play. With an incomplete pass, it's going to bring down second down and 10. Four wide receivers on the field, one running back in the backfield with Kasanga on second down and 10. A minute and a half to go here in the third quarter. Tie game. Kasanga looking, has to air it out under pressure, and the pass is incomplete into traffic. There were two Newton South receivers here and three Winchester defensive back. Good play call on defense by Winchester. Had a lot of pressure in his face, and he had to throw it away. But now with the incomplete pass on second and long, now you have third and long. Kasanga showed off a very big arm, but a lot of the deep passes haven't worked out so well for either team. Four wide receivers, one running back, looks to the running back, and it is a handoff to the running back, to the 40, to the 45, to midfield, to the 45, to the 40 in Winchester, to the 35, Winchester goes out around the 30-yard line of Winchester. Huge carry for Newton South.
Bring up first down.
That's Zach Gabriel on the carry for Newton South with a huge gain. Ball will be placed at the Winchester 29-yard line. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. And Newton South, once again, with very good field position. Newton South seems pretty comfortable running out the clock here. Hand up to the outside, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. Is he going to go out of bounds right around the 8-yard line? That's Jack Foster again for Newton South. He's had a very big game tonight.
Jack Foster on the carry for Newton South.
And it looks like that will do it for the third quarter. 13-0 at the half for the Winchester Red and Black. Now it is a tie game, 13-13, end of the third quarter. It will be 1st and 10 for Newton South when we return.
Timeout. That's the end of the third quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, Glenn Doherty Memorial Foundation was founded in honor of Glenn Doherty. Glenn was one of our own, a Winchester native in the Winchester High School class of 1989. The Navy SEAL Glenn sacrificed his life to save others during the September 11th attack on the consulate in Benghazi, Libya. The Glenn Dorr Memorial Fund honors Glenn by providing scholarships to special operations men and women who, like Glenn, served their country and are ready to transition to the next phase of life. Please join us to celebrate and remember Glenn during our first annual Glenn Doherty Spirit Weekend. Come to downtown Winchester on Friday, September 24th for music, food, shopping, and support of our businesses, students, and athletes before our football game against Reading. And save your energy to run hard in the 9th annual Glenn Doherty Memorial Race on that Sunday afternoon. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, we're back to start the fourth quarter. Ball is at the 7-yard line of the Winchester Red and Black. Newton South driving to take their first lead of the night. 12 minutes to go in the game. And it's going to be a handoff to the outside. Jack Foster, he looks to be in. We're waiting for a signal. He is in. Touchdown, Newton South. Jack Foster on the run to the outside.
Jack Foster on the carry.
The score is now 19-13 in favor of Newton South, and we have an upcoming extra point. Crowd being a little quiet for the first time all night. Cameron Gaffrey. Snap is back, snap is down, kick is up, and the kick is good. That's going to be a 13-20.
20-13, Newton South.
All right, now that you're down by a touchdown, you have less than a quarter to go. You have to score just to tie the game for Winchester. So they seem to be having their conference with head coach Dombowski, trying to figure out what the best way is to drive down the field and tie this game. Overall, Winchester's done a very good job taking what Newton's given them when Newton was making mistakes early. But now Newton seems to have cleaned up and is playing a much better game on their behalf. And Winchester isn't able to capitalize on some of those same mistakes.
Set back to Winchester.
The set is back for Winchester to take
Gaffrey
the kickoff
from
Gaffrey. Gaffrey looks to just be setting up, getting position, and he's approaching. And the kick, deep kick by Gaffrey this time. It's going to be caught. Nice run back to about the 37-yard line.
Set.
It's Ryan Doucette on the nice return for the Winchester Red and Black. Not bad field position here. Looks to be Ben Wilson in at quarterback. Got a few kids trying to rally up the crowd here. Wide receivers for Winchester seem to be getting in position. Crowd getting a little rowdy, getting anxious. Looks, throws to Ben Wilson. It's caught. Ben Wilson gets tackled quickly. Interesting play call for Winchester that time. Looks to be Harry Lowenstein at quarterback. They're throwing to Ben Wilson. I think they're trying to catch the defense by disguise with a different quarterback substitution.
Second down and 8.
Second down and 8 for the Winchester Red and Black. The clock is ticking. Still over 11 minutes to go. They shouldn't have to worry about time quite yet, but it is a factor here. Second down and 8. Harry Lowenstein at quarterback. Lowenstein takes the fumbles, the snap again. Newton South will catch the fumble.
Newton South on the recovery.
That's the last thing Winchester could afford in that situation, another turnover. That was Raphael Bentley on the recovery for Newton South. Now Newton South once again will have outstanding
Newton
field
South
position.
takes over on the Winchester 33.
Lowenstein seems to be practicing on the sidelines, practicing just receiving the snap. And with under 11 minutes to go in the game and a touchdown lead, all they need is a field goal to make this very difficult for the Red and Black. Wouldn't shock me if they just keep it on the ground here for Newton South. Looks like zone coverage for Winchester. It's going to be a handoff for Newton South. Breaks out of one tackle, but he will not get out of that second one. Great group effort by Winchester to bring him down. The pack was led by Alex Sansom on the tackle.
Second and 10 for Southwood.
Second and 10 for Newton South. No gain on the play. Sanga appears to be making a check with his wide receivers in line. Second down and 10. And it's going to be a handoff to the left side. It looks like a fumble.
Fumble.
Graham Tagandi fumbled, and it looks like the Red and Black have recovered, waiting for an official signal. The Red and Black have recovered the fumble. It's exactly what Winchester needed.
Patrick Sullivan on the run for Newton South.
Or did they?
Newton South recovered.
Looked as though Winchester recovered, but I guess they're going to say Newton South fell on it.
3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
Winchester play.
3rd and 5. You need a sack really to guarantee that you put them out of field goal range. And here they come. Winchester with the blitz. Handoff to Jack Foster. Tries to escape one tackle, but he cannot. Outstanding tackle by Winchester.
Tackled by Winchester's Alex Sampson.
Alex Sampson with a fantastic tackle. It's going to be 4th and long. But it looks as though we do have a player down on the field.
Injury timeout on the field.
We have an injury timeout for Newton South. We'll be back with you in a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Newton South's player was able to get up under his own power. Outstanding to see. Players starting to take the field back for both teams. After that excellent tackle by the Winchester Red and Black, Newton South will punt and give Winchester a little bit of a tight field position here, but Winchester's got no choice. They're going to have to work with long field position. Then again, at this point in the field, it might almost make sense just to go for it. looks as though that's exactly what they'll do. Kasanga takes the snap, looking, throws deep. And it's caught for a touchdown. Caught for a touchdown by Patrick Sullivan for Newton South. Looked as though Winchester had him beat defensively, but it didn't unfold that way.
To Patrick Sullivan, touchdown Newton South.
It's going to be now 26-13. Looked as though Winchester had him dead to rights, but that ball was placed perfectly for Patrick Sullivan to catch for a great touchdown. Well, they may have had no points at halftime, but Newton South has really responded well against the Winchester Red and Black. Winchester was getting all the breaks in the first half, but none of the breaks have gone their way this time. It's a low kick, but the kick is good. 13-27 in favor of Newton South. There's 9 minutes left to go in the game. Newton South is now up by 2 touchdowns, and that's assuming you can make an extra point both times. Look to be placing it down. I'm curious what Winchester's plan will be at this point in the game.
Set back for Winchester. Daffy, kickoff for Newton South.
Daftry looks to be approaching for the nice kickoff at the 40. The kick is a nice deep kick for Newton South. Going to be caught by Doucette at the 10. Dodges out of a number of tackles before going down at about the 25-yard line. So you're down by 2 touchdowns. It's going to be first down at the 25. You're going to have to go 75 yards to get the first of those touchdowns to try and tie this game once again. I wonder which quarterback they call in this situation. I mean, that's an interesting thing. If you're down by 2 touchdowns and you have a number of quarterbacks, who's the quarterback that you go to here? Ben Wilson seems to be flexing out as a receiver. It looks like Schlesinger is back at quarterback. Schlesinger takes it, looks, throws the quick throw, almost intercepted. He wanted the quick throw. Wanted the quick throw to Lowenstein, but the defensive back was not fooled.
Winchester's pass is complete, bring up second down.
Lowenstein takes it, looks, throws, caught by Wilson. Tackled, fumble, but was he down? Looks as though the referees are going to rule that he was down.
Winchester pass.
Down at the 39-yard line. Good gain for Winchester.
Bring up first down.
And it's going to be for a Winchester first down. Good play.
First and 10 for the Red and Black at the Winchester 39.
First and 10 for the Winchester Red and Black at the Red and Black 39-yard line. Good pass. Clock is ticking. Less than 9 minutes to go in the game. And pretty smart play by Ben Wilson on that.
Winchester's pass.
Lowenstein's throw is a little bit behind him. It could have been an interception. Wilson batted it down. Incomplete pass. Live another day. You don't want to have another turnover, especially at this point when you really can't afford it. Smart play by the receiver. Second down and 10. Winchester's had success with the quick pass over there. Wouldn't shock me if they try another quick pass like that again. Lowenstein takes it, looking, throws again, caught, dodges one tackle, dodges another. First down and more. Across midfield into Newton South territory.
Harry Lowenstein's pass to Tom Centrelli is good.
Tom Centrelli on the reception, and that will be a first down for the red and black.
Timeout on the field.
Looks like we have another injury timeout. We'll be back in a few more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Injury timeout from Winchester. Rather quick timeout, but it's good in that Thomas Centrelli was the player down, but he was able to get up quickly and run up under his own power. Looks healthy. Great news. First and 10. Winchester's got some momentum in their favor. Under 8 minutes to go. Snap is back, throws deep and intercepted. Intercepted by the red and black. Lowenstein thought he had an open read. Looks to be a miscommunication with quarterback and receiver there.
Winchester's pass is intercepted by number 8, Patrick Sullivan.
Patrick Sullivan for Newton South intercepted that pass. And you wonder if that put the game out of reach with that interception. There's still 7.5 minutes to go, but everything has gone Newton South's way in the second half of this game. Newton South will have it at about, looks to be the 34-yard line, their own 34-yard line. With less than 8 minutes, I would expect a lot of running here. Keep the clock running. You have a 2-touchdown lead. Try to end the game with no injuries. Kasango looking around. Looks like as though he's trying to call for some protection. And it is a handoff to Jack Foster on the outside. The defense is not fooled. Nice tackle for a short gain.
Jack Foster on the carry for Newton South. Pickup of 2, it'll be 2nd and 8.
Gain of 2 on the play. It will force to be 2nd and 8. But more importantly for Newton South, the clock continues to run. Under 7 minutes to go in the game. Clock continues to run. They're going to get a delay of game pretty soon. Kasango seems to be stalling. And he's going to hand it off again to the outside. And once again, the defense is not fooled. It's a run for a short gain. I don't think Newton South minds it because they kept it inbounds and they're going to keep the clock running.
Zach Gabriel on the carry for Newton South. Stopped by number.
The handoff was to Zach Gabriel. Looks to be another 2-yard gain, so it's going to be 3rd down and 6. It's going to be 3rd and 8, looks like. Okay, looks for a quick throw. Bobbled. Nice catch by Jack Foster. He's able to make something out of nothing, and he makes a gain, but it's not enough for a first down. Looks like it'll be about 4th down and 3.
Newton South's pass to Jack Foster is complete.
The pass bobbled on Jack Foster's head, and he was able to secure it in and make the play
Bring up
happen.
4th and 3 from the Winchester 41.
Ball's at the Winchester is at the Newton South 41-yard line, and they're going to punt. Under 5 minutes to go in this game. And we have a flag on the play. Penalty is going to be on Newton South.
Illegal procedure on Newton South.
Illegal procedure on Newton South. And most importantly for Winchester,
Bring up
that stops
4th
the
and
clock. Now, if you're going to get 2
Winchester
touchdowns
36.
back, you got to score quickly. And the only way you're going to score quickly is you're going to have a big play. They're going to have to air it out, get some separation, and a little bit of luck. Clock is running again. Newton South. Nice punt by Newton South. It goes to about the 30 before it's brought in by the red and black by Schlesinger. Trying to get around the outside, going down at about the 43-yard line.
Newton South's kick is fielded by Will Schlesinger.
4 minutes and 6 seconds left in the game. Score is 27-13 with Newton South over the Winchester Red and Black, but it will be 1st and 10 at the Winchester 43-yard line. Again, if you're going to get 2 scores, you're going to have to make at least one of them be a quick score. I'd imagine it's this one to give yourself some time later on.
You are staying here.
First and 10. What does Winchester elect to do here? Another fumbled snap. Good secure by Lowenstein. That's plagued Winchester all night long. Fumbled snaps or insecure snaps or high snaps. That's definitely something that's going to be worked on this week in practice.
2nd down and 15 from the Winchester.
And they're going to lose 5 yards. And to add insult to injury, the clock continues to run.
Timmy, back up, Timmy! Back up, Timmy!
3 minutes and 36 seconds left in the game. Lowenstein takes it, throws, high throw, but caught, incomplete. Incomplete, looked like he had it.
Winchester's pass is incomplete.
The pass was intended for Bronner Kaw.
Bring up 3rd down for Winchester.
3rd and 15.
Timmy, watch the double post! Timmy, watch the double post!
3rd and long. All right, secured the snap, running to his right, looking, throws, incomplete. Incomplete as the quarterback was rolling to his right on that play. Quarterback on the play was Jack Costello.
Pass is incomplete for Winchester. Bring up 4th and 15.
It's going to be 4th and 15. Normally, you'd always punt in this situation, but feels like you have no choice at this point. With just about 3 minutes to go in the game, down by 2 scores, you have to take your shot. Newton South knows it too. They're playing deep. He takes it, throws, and the pass is too high. Jack Costello's pass is just out of the reach, a little bit too high.
Turn the ball over on downs.
Intended for Akira Shimada. They're going to turn it over on downs. Just over 3 minutes to go. Newton South will take over in Winchester territory. with an automatic first down, and they'll turn over on downs and will likely run out the clock. Seconds left. Score is 13 for the Winchester Red and Black, 27 for Newton South, a 14-point lead with just 3 minutes to go in the game. It is 1st and 10 for Newton South at the Winchester 38-yard line. And it's going to be a handoff running to the left side. Tackled for maybe a gain of 1, potentially no gain. Run to the left side for Newton South. The handoff was to Graham Takani.
Jack Foster on the carry from Newton South, tackled by Jet Nugent from Winchester.
Jet Nugent on Winchester.
2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10 for no gain.
Winchester 30.
Two and a half minutes to go in the game. And it's a handoff again, up the middle. No gain, potentially a loss on the play. Winchester knew it was coming. Running back a little slow getting up, but he seems to be okay for Newton South. That was Zach Gabriel. He's been a workhorse all night long.
Winchester tackled by Pythagoras Karyanopoulos.
Karyanopoulos led the charge on the tackle. In 15 seconds. Looks as though Winchester called a timeout. Newton South seems to be taking their time in the huddle. It's going to be 3rd down and long when the game resumes. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the game. 3rd down and 12. At the Winchester 40-yard line. Newton sending out a bunch of receivers, 2 at the bottom of the screen and 1 at the top. Looks to have another receiver tucked in with the line. And a running back in the backfield. It's going to be a handoff. Handoff and tackled immediately. Gabriel again with the carry. That will be 4th down. And it's going to be a timeout, Winchester. Two minutes and 4 seconds left in the game. So Winchester, you have 2 minutes to score 2 touchdowns. At this point, I say let your players have fun with it. Let your players roll with it, air it out, and see if you can make some magic happen.
4th and 12 in Newton South, Winchester 41.
Coach Dombaski seems to be in a tight conversation with the players in the huddle. The weather has been absolutely perfect out here tonight. Great night for a football game. Like the teams are taking the field once again on 4th down. But once again, in this situation, you have the game almost won if you're Newton South, so it doesn't make sense to go for it here, but you may as well. Everything's worked out well. Let your players have some fun. Let's see what they do here. That's exactly what they'll do. He's going to throw a quick throw to the right side, and it's caught. Tries to dodge a tackle. He cannot. good play, but it is not enough for a first down. Therefore, Newton South will turn it over on downs. The pass is complete to Bram Takani. Winchester will take over with just under 2 minutes in the game.
Tackled by Winchester's 33 Alex Insane.
Good chance they're going to kneel on the ball and end the game.
Winchester over 132.
See what happens here, but it wouldn't shock me if there's a kneel down here. You don't want anyone getting injured. Doesn't appear as though that's what's going to happen here. Winchester's got 2 receivers on each side, only 1 running back in the backfield. Deep throw, incomplete. Winchester will not quit. That was Jack Costello on the pass.
Second down.
A minute and 50 seconds left in the game. Seem to be giving Costello a lot of reps late in this game, especially a lot of deep throws. He seems to be the big arm that they like. Throw incomplete. Lowenstein's pass is incomplete. Very smart read by the linebacker there, John Tyus, for Newton South, but it looked like as though he got there a little bit early. Are they going to call pass interference there?
Pass interference against Newton South.
It's going to be called as pass interference.
It'll be 1st and 10 Winchester.
1st and 10 for Winchester.
Winchester 48.
Almost at midfield. Again, you have a minute and 45 seconds. You're going to have to air it out for a chance. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. Lowenstein looking, throws, looked like he got hit as he threw, and it's dropped. Had a nice deep throw ready, but just couldn't work out.
Bronstein's pass to Kia is incomplete. 2nd and 10 for Winchester.
It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Less than a minute and a half in this game. 2nd down and 10. Newton South protecting a 14-point lead. Ball at the Winchester 48. Winchester with 4 receivers. Costello tries to hand it off, and the receiver gets eaten down at the 45-yard line.
Set the ball carrier.
Doucette was the carrier.
Third and 13 from the Winchester 45.
Looks as though it's going to be Costello again at quarterback. I would expect a deep throw with him in the game. And that's exactly what they're looking for. Costello running to his right, looking for something. Throws, but it's short, incomplete, intended for Schlesinger.
Winchester's pass to Schellinger is incomplete.
Now it's 4th and 13. If they don't convert here, the game will, for all practical purposes, be over. 41 seconds left in the game.
4th and 13, sorry.
Lowenstein looks, throws deep, and it's caught. Down to the 32-yard line. Great catch. Bronner Coe with the catch, but the clock is stopped.
Pass to Bronikia.
Nope, the clock continues to run. It's 1st and 10, but less than 30 seconds in the game. "20 seconds, 19 seconds, clock continues to run. Are they going to try to get one more touchdown? Lowenstein, high snap, secures it, looks, throws, and it's caught and Does it stay in bounds? No, touchdown, Winchester Red and Black. Thomas Sensorelli on the catch. Great play by Sensorelli, knowing he had room to work with, staying in bounds, and was able to get a touchdown to close the game. Looked almost like the Minneapolis Miracle. Great play by Sensorelli. 3 seconds left in the game. See what they can do. Setting up for the extra point. No, they're going to go for 2. Lowenstein's pass is batted down, incomplete. With 3 seconds left, does Winchester go for an onside kick?
Extra point attempt is no good. That's the end of the game.
That they will call that as the end of the game. The final score, Newton South 27, Winchester Red and Black 19. Great night out, great game. Pleasure to be with you everyone. My name is Andrew Termini. You are listening to WinCam Studios. Have a great rest of your night. Stay safe and enjoy the great weekend.